What's going on, everyone? Hope you all are doing well today. So, I don't think you've seen the post I made today, but I'm gonna remake the tutorial, this time with my voice. So, welcome to the tutorial of Discord.js, aka Discord JavaScript version 14, where I'm gonna teach you how to make a Discord bot, how to code it, how to add how to add some features to it, cool and advanced features to it, and more. Now, before we begin, you should know the basics of JavaScript, like the database and variables, how to declare them, and the basics are like asynchronous JavaScript, vanilla JavaScript. You need to learn these before starting so you don't get confused while in the tutorial. Even though I will be explaining every code, even though you would understand. Now, you'll need two programs for this. One is gonna be Visual Studio Code, which is gonna be the code editor. Now, if you're using Notepad, I might be wrong. If you're using Notepad, it will work, but Visual Studio Code is much better because it displays the problems or errors, and it also has a built-in terminal. So, without further station, also, you also need to Node.js.org, which is gonna look like this Node.js. So let's begin. So we're gonna have to download Node.js and Visual Studio Code. I already have these. I'm just gonna show you the website. So nodejs.org is the website. Now it says get Node.js. You can choose what operating system you're on: Mac OS, Windows, Linux, AIX. I don't know what that is. No, you can modify these now. Now it's better to keep it to the latest version of Node.js. Now for the code editor, which is Visual Studio Code, code.visualstudio.com. Now this is the website. Download for Windows. There's also Mac OS. It automatically detects what operating system you are on, so it's still available on Mac OS. So once you have these installed, if the npm commands that are from Node.js are disabled, you must enable them by going to the Windows PowerShell. If you're on Mac OS, you should not get any execution policy restricted. For those who are on Windows, you have to go to your Windows PowerShell. PowerShell here, run as administrator, then set execution policy. Oh, sorry. Execution policy to unrestricted. So let's begin. So we need to create the bot first. So in order to do that, go to developers/applications. Now this is what it will look like. I just have these for some kind of tests, so just ignore them. So go on new application. Now if you're wondering what is the application, it's the bot. It's just renamed to application for some reason. Now I'm gonna name it not shade edge since I don't have any other name for it. By clicking create and just click this. Now do the verification process, which is are you human? Just click on this. Okay, it maybe take some time for the verification process, I guess. Okay. Okay, now this is what it should look like. The application ID is the bot's ID. Now, since it's not ready yet to make it public, just do this, none. Now, the guild install means server install, guild means the server. Now, once you have that to none, public bot, then enable these intents. Now, if you're wondering what are intents, the intents are the events the bot must listen to. We're just gonna initialize these in the code editor. We are not doing the code yet. What we're gonna do it in this video. Now let's go on here, bot administrator. You can choose multiple or all of the permissions. However, I'm gonna hurry up and make this quick and easy. Administrator is gonna grant every single permission here, like moderate members, kick members. Every single permission here will be by the administrator permission. Now go on to your test server here, and then click here and then add it to your test server. Now it says not shaded, it chopped into the server. Now let's delete this. Now let's create a new folder. I just had this, sorry, it's just an old project. Okay, let's try make it. So let's make it Discord bot. You can name it whatever you want. I'm just gonna name it Discord bot. Now in here, let's right click here and then open with code, which is Visual Studio Code. I already have this installed, so okay. Now as you can see, we're in the folder, but we have nothing yet because there's no file or folder here. So before that, let's create a package.json file by using npm init, or you can use npm init-y, which says yes to the following questions. Let me just show you. So these are types of questions. If you do npm init-y, it's gonna automatically say yes to every single thing by default. It's gonna set everything to, gonna set these to default. Now I only use npm init so I can edit to the main here, this main field here. So now the package.json is the most important file in order to install the packages like the Discord.js package. Now let's install the packages. Once you have package.json, say npm install discord.js. You can say version 14 if you want. However, this by default installs the latest version of Discord.js. Now don't worry, that spelling thing does not mean you are being hacked or something. It's just installing the packages. Now you should have this once it's installed or installing and halfway to the process. Just wait until okay. Now if if there is like at least one or more than one vulnerabilities found, it's just a warning. Don't worry, you're not hacked or anything. So let's install another package, which is gonna be gnodemon. Now what nodemon does is it looks in the package.json and looks for the main here field here and then runs this path, which is gonna be src/index.js, src index.js. Okay, now we're ready to code. Now reminder, you should know the basics of JavaScript before starting. And speaking of that, if you're gonna use any language, any programming language to code your Discord bot, you have to know its basics. For example, Python, you need to know its basics, and C++. Every single programming languages that you're gonna use to code the Discord bot, you need to learn its basics. Now let's continue. Now we're gonna import some few stuff from the Discord.js package. So say constant brackets equals require discord.js. Now in here we're gonna import the client, which is gonna be the bot. The client is the bot over here. So and we're gonna import the getter intent bits so we can initialize the intents we enabled here. Now, just so you know, for the installings of Visual Studio Code and Node.js, I'm gonna put these links in the description in this video. So now let's continue. So let's make a new instance of the client. so it can be able to initialize the intents that we enabled in the portal. So say you can make a variable name, whatever you want, cause I'm gonna name client equals new client intents gateway tidbits dot guilds guild members and gateway tidbits dot guild messages. I'm gonna show you later why. Gateway tidbits dot message content. Now you must initialize these intents because you have enabled them in the portal. Now make sure they're also enabled in the portal so you don't get an error saying use the disallowed intents. That means that one of the intents you initialized is not enabled in the portal. Now once you finish the new instance of the client, aka the bot, we need to know that the bot is ready. So it calls client ready. You can use ready too. It's basically the same, but it's deprecated. Let's also pass in the client or C. The C is the same as client. I'm just gonna use client. Let's pass in as a parameter, and then the arrow function, and then console.log. Now let's use the backtick. Then pass in client.user. This is gonna be property.tag. Actually, let me copy this. Oh, sorry. Sorry for that. Now say logged in as client.user.tag. You can say whatever you want. You can say the bot is ready without passing in client.user.tag. Now, in order to make it online, we're gonna have to make it login client.login. Now, in here, the string here is gonna be the token. Now, the token here is gonna be the bot's password. It's like a password of the bot. That's why it must stay secret. Otherwise, someone can steal it and control the bot. So, reset token. If you get this, it's just a multi-factor authentication. I already have it, so let me just finish it. Now you should have this. Now, just so you know, I'm just gonna reset the token after I finish this video. Now pass in the token between the strings here, and then you're done. Now to log in, it's like a login method, like a user logging into his account. So now let's run nodemon that we installed earlier. Nodemon. Now it should look. Now there you go. It says 1489. Logged in is not JDH 1489. Now, as you can see, it's online, but we haven't done anything with it yet. We only just initialized the intents. We haven't told it what to do. We haven't added any features yet. Now we're gonna add feature here. Here it's gonna be replying to the user's message. Depending if he types what the bot should reply to or not. So that's why we have imported message content, because we're gonna make a new event listener called message create. Now the message create is the event where the bot listens to the message being typed, and let me show you message. We're gonna pass it in as a parameter, then curly brackets. Let's pass in. Oh, sorry. Pass in async because we're gonna use a wait. Let me add some colon here. Now we wanted to say hello when we say hello. So say if message dot content equals hello. If we type it here in the server, then it's gonna await message dot reply. It's gonna reply with anything. I'm just gonna say the same thing, hello. Now let's restart nodemon. Okay. Okay, so then now let's test that. Okay, now as you can see, it's replied. However, it keeps replying to itself because we didn't tell it if a bot or the bot itself is saying hello, it can't reply to it. It's glitching right now, so let me just disable it. Holy spam. Now, so we need to tell the bot that if the author that said hello, which we typed in here, if and the if message.content equals hello, we need to let it know it's a bot and to return and not reply to it at all. So one way to do that is say if message dot author, it's gonna be a property, dot bot. If the one who typed hello is a bot, then we're gonna say return. What return does is it stops any other function, like the function in here in the message create to event listener here, to run any further, like the reply. Don't forget the return function here. Now let's run nodemon again. Now one way to fix that is not by using mess.author.bot return. You can just reply to it with another thing, like say hello there, for example. Now let's test it. Say hello. As you can see, it did not reply to itself a lot of times, so let me just delete all these messages here. I'm just gonna use my bot. Oops. Okay, let me delete them real quick. I'm sorry, taking long. Okay, it should be working now. Okay, now there's also another thing I wanna do. So sometimes you can share this file to the public as a source code. So we don't want them to steal your tokens. So let's make it secure by installing another package called .env. So say npm install .env, and we're gonna create a new file called oh my god .env. Oh, sorry, that's a new file .env. Now let's token here. It's gonna be environment variable. Now let's copy the token that we pasted earlier and paste it into here. Now we also need to import to .env so it can be able to process the file. So let's import here by saying say require .env .config. Now once you're done, let's say process.env.token or whatever variable name you set to that has the token here. It will still work, so say nomon. As you can see, it still logs in fine. The only difference here, it says injected the env from .env. Okay, so this is it for today. Now congratulations, you made your first Discord bot and made it online and added a feature here. Congratulations. Now I will obviously add new videos to this tutorial playlist. It's gonna be Discord.js version 14 tutorial. Now stay safe everyone, and have a great day.